Welcome to the party, team. Being Well Damien here, one half of Being Well Travel Company. Lauren, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, it's Being Well Lauren here, the other half of the Being Well team.
I didn't know we were waving to the camera.
I don't know why I waved. So there was people waiting to watch
And
us.
you also gave me stick for not allowing you to introduce yourself on one of the podcasts we recorded recently, and then I was expecting something profound. But anyways, so this one's a bit of a different one. It's going to be longer than our pods that we've recorded recently, and it's actually similar to one of our most listened to pods, which was a collab conversation between us that I put on my podcast site as well, Being Well Wisdom. Glad to be back. It's been a little while. This one is actually about the year that almost was. We intended to record it a couple of weeks ago, but then it was life, and also we were on a cruise in the Caribbean, and then the festivities, the big man, and then some sickness.
Yeah.
And we'll leave that part there. So 2024, a year that had huge ups and downs, packed, it had injuries, fights, runs, realizations, people joining, people leaving, progress, forward steps, backward steps, and most of all, lots of love and memories. And we're going to bring you our highlights. And once again, we've both prepared separately, so it could be podcasting gold or podcasting hell. Let's see. Hopefully podcasting gold. But we're actually recording this one on New Year's Eve. So it is 1951.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year when you're listening to this. Lauren, 2024, do you want to share a word already that best describes 2024 for you?
Mental.
Yeah, I mean...
Busy.
Intense.
Yeah.
But those are much more than... That's 3 words. Let's keep
Sorry.
those. And I mean, you might think that this pod's actually a bit self-indulgent, and in part, you'd be right, because we barely get the opportunity to sit down and talk to each other. So this is actually a great chance for us to reflect and talk about our year whilst capturing it and documenting it for you guys, but also for the kids. So hi, Daisy and Lex, if you're listening in the future. And of course, our friends, customers, and listeners. In some cases, all 3. So we really appreciate you being here. We always like to throw a little incentive your way. So if you listen to the end of this pod, there's going to be a code word given for all you loyal listeners. Do you know the code word? No. When you get to this code word, fire it in the comments wherever you're listening or watching this, and we will send you a £50 voucher for Being Well Travel Company. So let's crack on with the show.
What's the code word?
Huh?
What's the code
You don't
word?
know the code word?
No.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you it. Right, Lauren.
Hello.
Share a moment that perfectly sums up the year for you.
It's got to be when he had our puppies.
Yes.
Because we're all struck with norovirus the day before. So I thought I'd had too many cocktails on the night out that we were out with our friends, because I came home and randomly started being sick. And then during the night, you started being sick, then they started being sick, and we were all struck with norovirus. So really unwell that following day. So then that night, and when it was like due our puppies, like any minute, like dogs are pretty like, they have their puppies on the day that they're due. So I remember going to bed, I think it was about 6:30, I went to bed that night because I was just floored. And I woke up at like, maybe it was like 10:30 to like this squealing noise. And I was like, you know when you're in a dream and like you wake up and you're like, am I still in a dream? And I was like, what's that squealing noise? So like, I looked down on the floor, like shined my phone torch, and there was like, Winnie had one of our puppies.
She was in our bedroom, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was sleeping in our bedroom, and Winnie had one of the puppies on the bedroom floor, but she was just lying in her bed looking like, what the fuck is that? And that was just rolling and swimming by the floor. So I was like, damn, wake up! Winnie's had our puppies. and it was just mental. So we quickly jumped into action, and we picked the puppy up, put it next to Winnie, then we got her downstairs into her man-made whelping box that you had built her.
Yeah.
And the next thing we know, like another puppy pops out, then another one, and then another one, and another one. So there was 4 puppies in total, and then everything just went quiet. And then we were like, right, okay, that must be it. So I phoned the vet, explained what had happened, and then the vet was like, yeah, that'll be her done. And because we got her scanned, and the vet had said she was having 4 puppies, but well, that's fine. And actually, to be fair, we were quite content with that because we had told Daisy if she had 6 or more, we could keep one. So we were like, don't have
Happy
to keep
days.
one, fine. So then Lex started crying because bear in mind, Lex was only 9 months old at this time. So I went upstairs because I was still breastfeeding them, so feeding them, and then you come running upstairs and be like, Lauren, there's another one on the way. So we swapped roles. Obviously, you weren't breastfeeding Lex, but I came downstairs, started being a canine midwife, and then how many more came? 7?
Yeah.
7 more puppies came.
And then when did we be sick?
The day before, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Are you listening to anything I
Yeah,
said?
but I thought the sickness was like during.
Well, we were still sick.
Yeah.
But we had to like not be sick.
Yeah.
Remember, Daisy was getting us electrolytes and stuff to like keep us going. Because like when the puppies were born,
I couldn't move.
I
couldn't move. Like I mean, I'm quite dramatic anyways when I get sick, but I just couldn't move. Like I said, Daisy was pretty much caring for me. Yes.
But yeah, so we like
11 puppies with a 9-month-old, a 6-year-old, and norovirus was definitely a moment.
And I think that just like started the year.
Yeah, we were prepared for the chaos that was about to unfold, I think.
100%, yeah.
And I mean, if you can navigate that, people thought we were mental anyways, doing that with a 9-month-old and everything, and then throwing in.
And I think, like, so my whole point in that story, because I get I've just told a random story, but like even when life throws you like absolute chaos, like norovirus and surprise puppies, it's proof that even in the middle of the mess, something beautiful is always waiting to happen.
True. I'll give you that. That was actually mine as well.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but then I was actually thinking that maybe I have another one. We're going to share this on a later pod when we do our cruise.
Okay. We can touch on it now because I don't know what you're going to say.
When we were in Coco Cay in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we'll do a full review of the cruise, but on our last stop, we stopped at Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island, and we booked us and the kids into a private beach club on the island, which is like infinity pool, table service to you, sun loungers, just like a private beach, like a private beach, just a really. It's
a lot more quieter than like the rest of the island.
Yeah, exactly, and just a bit, I guess, a bit more exclusivity, a lot less people. Yeah, beautiful, stunning. Had one of the best meals that I've ever had, but we'll touch on that in a later episode. But I think one of the things that struck me about this year is, in amongst everything that's gone on, we've still managed to like have a laugh and find the fun in behind, like quite, even just like on a day for us is quite intentional, like up at 4, 100 mile an hour, but we always find the time to have a laugh, and the kind of crux of having a laugh there was a few moments I think in there, but the best one was when Daisy was eating chicken nuggets. They weren't chicken nuggets, they were like chicken goujons. I had a fillet steak and the food was all incredible, but Daisy was eating chicken nuggets in this like nice barn. You would describe it as a barn? Would you say it was a barn?
No, like a not a barn, because a barn's like a farmyard.
Yeah, like, but it was on the beach, open plan structure.
Yeah.
That allowed you to see out onto the bay and stuff. But it was open plan, so there's no doors or anything. No. And then this chicken came wandering in past Daisy, and you and I just looked at each other And I think I'd said, like, Daisy's eating that chicken's mum. And Daisy didn't clock what was going on. You did, so you and I were in hysterics. And then we explained it to Daisy, and Daisy really leaned in to the joke.
She did.
As opposed to like becoming a vegan or something, she leaned into it. And
she was like, your mama's good.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, sorry to all the vegans.
Yeah, apologies. But I think that was probably mine. I think the message behind that is that I think it's just important that no matter what, I mean, you're not here for long, are you? So, although it's been quite intense and we've worked really hard, I think we've been able to have fun, and I think that's really important for me. So, good. Then I hope we don't have the same for every question, but let's see. What would be on... Have you done a highlight reel for this year, actually, on Instagram?
No.
I've not done one. But what would be on... What would be the longest clip, or what would be on your highlight reel? Biggest win, that kind of vibe?
Probably, I think, the running that half marathon that I did with Lex in the buggy, because that really, like, I like to think that I can push myself quite hard, but that was really, really hard. Yeah. Like, for anybody who doesn't know, I done the Arthur Seat. I ran up Arthur Seat and round it 4 times, which is the equivalent to a half marathon with Lex in the buggy, and it was extremely hard. To the point where I was like, I can't do this, and there's not very often I'm like,
No, and quite. I mean, just for context, there's quite. I mean, quite a few people listen to this, and there'll be people that don't know what Arthur's Seat is, but it's a old volcano. An old volcano, an extinct volcano. Sorry, it's an old volcano. So, I mean, it's a hill, quite a big hill.
It's a mountain. It felt like a mountain that day. It's not a mountain, but it definitely felt like that. And for people who are thinking, oh, that's an easy run, like, try and do it with a buggy. The buggy is 15 kilograms. Lex is, well, he's 2 stone. I don't know how many kilograms. Is that 14 kilograms?
No idea.
Into the wind as well, may I add. Into the wind, the whole
I think 2 stone is about
14 kilograms.
I've lost 30 kilograms, and I've lost 5 stone.
So 2 stone must be about, yeah.
Anyway,
it doesn't matter. Or is it 14 kilograms?
No, let's not.
Doesn't matter.
People will just start painting or watching grass grow, start working that out. But no, and I think that's a good point. And we've done it for charity as well. So
and it wasn't just the fact that I'd done it, but I was able to do it with Lex, and there was you and Daisy joined me for the last 5K of it. So like we were able to like achieve this amazing achievement as a family.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually something I never thought, like if I think back to the days where we only had Daisy, like I never thought that's something that we would do. So yeah, that would definitely have been like on my highlight reel. If I was to make one.
Yeah.
Which I'm probably not going to make one.
Not now.
Well, no, it's almost 2025.
No, and I think and we raised almost £1,000 with charity as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Which I think is, and thanks to everyone or anyone that's listening that donated, very much appreciated. You can't donate anymore, actually, because it closed today. So I maybe should have kept that open a bit more. But yeah, I think it hit me on that one a bit because Daisy was at stage school in the morning, and then we were coming to meet you to run Daisy's 5K because that was also part of the challenge for charity. And when I called you, I think you'd done 1.5 laps, and you were struggling, and I could hear it in your voice. Yeah. And running. I think that you're a great runner, and I think that whatever distance you choose to run in the future, you'll be able to do it. I'm quite sure. I wasn't expecting you to struggle with it.
I wasn't expecting to struggle with it.
So when kind of I could hear it in your voice, and I can't remember what Daisy said to me when you came off the phone, but Daisy was like Mummy, is Mummy okay? It's like, yeah, I think, she's going to need us to help her dig deep.
Crying around Arthur's Seat.
Exactly. No, I think that's a good one. And actually, I mean, it's a bit boring now, but mine would also be the running-based challenge that I completed this year as well. And
it's not boring, it's amazing.
No, but I mean, in context, I think there's been a lot of highlights, to be quite frank. And actually, the running challenge was from 0k. What was that noise?
I think you just people. What's next door?
Oh, party. Apologies, we're a bit vigilant because we've just put the kids to bed, so we've got ears on that. Yeah, I mean, a bit boring. Just be like, running. But I think I ran I never ran before this year, and I managed to run a 5k, 10k, half marathon, and full marathon within a year.
Which is amazing. It's not boring. It's amazing.
No, and the full marathon was with a torn hip, labrum, cartilage, whatever it was, and also I managed to run that with you and Daisy and Lex.
And because you've done it round our street, you've done a lap of our street. How many times did you run round?
126.
And like neighbours and stuff all joined in.
Yeah. I mean, the crack was I was meant to run York Marathon to finish off that year, and I got a hip tear. I got something. Went to see a surgeon. He said that he didn't say that I wasn't allowed to do it. I didn't tell him that I was going to do it, but I was due to get an MRI scan, so I decided that I was going to run the marathon before I got the MRI scan, so that if I injured it any further, then it would show up on the scan.
And plus, he said that the angrier the better.
He said to me, I said, "Doctor, do you want me to rest between now and this scan? Because I think it was a week and a half I had to do it, 2 weeks." I said, "Do you want me to rest?" Bear in mind, I'd been completely rested because I was in a lot of pain. And he said, no, I want to see it angry. I don't want you to rest it and for the inflammation to go down. I want to see the injury. So I said, okay, doctor, no problem. And then I went and ran 126 times around my estate. So yes, that was definitely a highlight. And I think, that is really testament to, within reason, anyone can do something they put their mind to.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, but then now to shift to more of a travel vibe. We own a travel company. And we made some trips this year. We've made a trip.
I know.
We've made it. So we were meant to record this a couple of weeks ago.
Before we went on the cruise. Can we just put like a asterisk, like
whatever? You're going to go first because I'm the host and I ask the questions. So you pick whatever you want to pick, and then I'll vibe off the back of that. I'll duck and dive. So coolest trip of 2024 was
London asterisk would have been the cruise if I had done it like before we went. If I prepared after we went on the cruise, probably would have been the cruise. But so I've chose London. So London.
By the way, as well, I mean, I think you should choose London. to be quite frank.
So for people probably don't know this, but it was my 30th this year. I know I don't look 30.
I'm already actually thinking, what's that 50-year-old doing with that 30-year-old?
Like 35. So Damien booked me so the big thing I wanted for my birthday was just like a surprise trip away. So Damien booked me a surprise trip away, and he didn't tell me where we were going or anything like that. It was just pack a suitcase. I was like, well, I'll bring a bikini. I was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. We're going away for 2 nights because we've got 2 kids and no one will look after them for more than 2 nights. So the first thing we did was we went into Edinburgh for dinner. So I was thinking to myself, right, well, we're going for dinner. Like, there's nowhere. We can't get a flight anywhere. Like, it's late. Like, what was it, like 6 o'clock or something? Whatever. Yeah. We went for dinner, and then after dinner, Damon was like, "So what do you think we're doing now?" And I was like, "Are we just getting a hotel room and like maybe like I don't know, doing stuff around Edinburgh?" Even though like that's where I've lived the last 29 years of my life. But it was a surprise, so it's fine. And then
Some nice hotel rooms in Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then he was like, right, we're going to the train station. I was like,
Did you ever think that I was going to take you back to Prestonfield where we got engaged?
well, that did cross my mind,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
But I'm glad you never.
That wasn't on the list, to be fair, but I mean...
I think we're different people now.
Yeah, but that Prestonfield owner's suite was legit.
That's quite a funny story though, like the engagement story. So just quickly on a side note, so Damien took me to Prestonfield. This was, how many years have we been engaged for? 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8. And so we were going to Prestonfield House for a night. Didn't think anything of it, and I had been saving this bottle of Moe champagne for like ages for a special occasion. So I thought we'll take it to Prestonfield. That's special. And then we were getting ready, and we opened this bottle of champagne, and then it was shot like it tasted disgusting. Who knows? It must go off.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's things with champagne where it's like temperature, how you store it. You know, if it's on its side.
Oh well, this was stored in my bedroom.
Yeah,
like, shelf.
We moved houses. Like it would have been. Yeah, we hadn't cared for this bottle of champagne appropriately.
No, and then we started getting like really like uptight about it. It was like, we need more champagne. I was like, it is fine. Like we were literally just getting ready to go down for dinner. I was like, it's fine. We'll get someone. We go down for. He's like, no, we must get champagne now. And I was like, geez. So, and he's on the phone to like the room service. When you need to bring champagne, blah blah blah.
And by the way, I'm not that kind of person either.
No, you're not.
I need champagne.
You're literally like, we need champagne now. And I was like, is he all right? And then obviously the guy brings the champagne, and then you obviously propose, and that's like why you've been getting so uptight, because you put together this champagne and then you're going to propose, and then the champagne was shot, and then you went into full like bitch fit mode.
By the way, thankfully that champagne wasn't that expensive.
I know, it's still like £65 or something.
Yeah, I know, but
is that not expensive?
Lauren. Some of the glasses of wine in there are over 300 quid a glass.
Yeah, that's true.
So they could have gone. If you get someone, if I'm working there, right, and someone rings me frantically, screaming down the phone, bring me champagne, and they're in the owner's suite, the most expensive suite in the hotel, I'm going top shelf. I'm going. Whoa! This puppy wants a £1,000 bottle of champagne. Definitely. Thankfully not. Shout out Prestonfield. Anyways, so sorry. So Edinburgh, we had a meal.
And then I was like, it's too late to be travelling anywhere. And then he was like, right, we're going to the train station. I was like, the train station? I was like, well, we're going home now. And then you're like, no. The brightness was like 10 o'clock at night now, because we went for drinks and stuff. So
we were a bit drunk as well at this point. We'd done...
we done shuffle. Curling.
Non-ice curling. Which by the way...
It's amazing.
Yes, and I say this to so many people, and now so many more people. Non-ice curling is legit such a good thing to do on a night out. Like, and people go, yeah.
No, it is.
Genuinely. Yeah. Like, it's the new... I won't say it's the new pool, but like...
No,
I don't know, but it's so good. Like, if you're listening to this and you're a couple or you're a friendship group or whatever, and you want to do something a bit different on your next night out, after a couple of drinks, in fact, you don't need to have a couple of drinks, but after a couple of drinks, doing that is a hoot.
Unless you're getting beat, because then Damien doesn't like to get beat.
No.
Anyway, so we went and done that, had a couple more drinks, and then I was like, we're going to the train station. And then it turns out we're going to get the Caledonian Sleeper Train to London, which is mental. Because I'd heard of the Caledonian Sleeper Train, but it was always on my list, but I just never thought about doing it. So anyway, we got on this train, and we had our own bedroom on the carriage. So we had it was bunk beds, and we had our own toilet and shower, and we had access to like the first class cart or whatever it's called. So we got some food and some more drinks. And then we went to bed and arrived in London at 6 a.m, which was quite an abrupt start when you're drunk. Like,
it was a bit hazy. It wasn't my best sleep.
And then, so everything else was a surprise. So we stayed at the Standard, which is such a beautiful hotel. It's got very quirky decor, and it's a brilliant location. It's right opposite King Cross Station. And so we done the Sandbox VR, which was like the most amazing thing ever. And we done the Squid Games in the Sandbox.
Quite topical.
Well, yeah, because Squid Games 2 has actually just came out, hasn't it?
You didn't get shot.
Well,
but
yeah. But it was so strange because you wore like these little things on your wrists and your feet, and then you had obviously the.
If I remember, I'll put some video footage up on the pod for those watching.
What are those things called? Goggles.
Yeah.
And I won.
Okay. Moving on.
And then at night time, we went to the comedy club.
Yes.
And seen, was it 3
or 4 comedians, Covent Garden
Comedy Club, which was really good actually.
Excellent.
It was brilliant. I really liked.
They had Belhaven Best on tap, which I know. I mean, in the context of your story, isn't. But I mean, it's a niche one.
Is it? Okay.
It's a niche. That's a niche.
It was in quite like an old man's pub, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was excellent. I had a great evening.
But yeah, and then when obviously we came home the next day, but yeah, it was a really cool trip. And
shout out to the hotel as well. The hotel was
amazing. Our room was like stunning.
Yeah.
Really stunning. But yeah, like that would probably be before
the rooftop of that.
Oh yeah, we went on the rooftop bar as well. Yeah, the views were amazing.
Yeah. Where did we? Can you remember the name of the restaurant that we ate in?
No, like somebody's cafe or something. Was it like?
You know what? Actually, just before we go into it, it was like an Instagram. Thing. We didn't go there because it was an Instagram thing. We went there because it was a really highly rated restaurant in it.
And TripAdvisor. Damien's a king of TripAdvisor.
Yeah, and it was nice. It was, but I think it was overrated.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There was like massive queues outside to go in, but we had booked a table, which was just.
Yeah.
You can always see people, all they're doing is like taking photos.
I think that actually brought the vibe down. Do you know?
Well, it wasn't much of a
because there then wasn't an atmosphere because everyone was like exactly. So good that we can't remember the name of it.
But the pizza place that we went for dinner, that was amazing.
Pizza place, yes,
that was lovely.
That was another one of my. I mean, I love research and stuff, but that was like a cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, but it was amazing.
Best meal of the weekend.
Oh, the pizza was like.
It was incredible.
The pizza was amazing. It was
so good, and the guy making it was so happy as well, which I love that. And we've had that experience recently. And I never used to think like this, but I don't know whether it's this year or my change in perspective on life or what it is, but I love when you get in a service industry, when you see someone providing a service and they obviously just love what they do, no matter what it is. Do you know, like we had recent examples on a security guard in Heathrow and in Miami, and the American Airlines steward and the BA steward actually. Both males, but both fantastic. And I think I said to you every time, like, that is the perfect person for that job. And I mean, whether they enjoy the job or not, they could obviously be acting it. But just like in that pizza dish, when you said that, I actually remember the guy because he wasn't Italian or whatever; he was Greek. Great meal, and I really enjoy. I love seeing people like that.
Yeah, but anyway, that was my trip of highlight reel of the trip before the cruise. What was yours?
We'll come back to the cruise.
Yeah.
Mine was Kielder, actually.
Oh, wow.
So we went to Kielder Forest for a long weekend. 3 nights, 4 nights?
3 nights, yeah.
So through being well, we can book pretty much anything.
This was through Whole Seasons.
Yeah, so we took ourselves away for a log cabin in Kielder, which is the largest dark sky park in Europe. So you can see lots of stars. And it was just one of those like times away where you're away from the phone, you're away from. You were on the phone and stuff because you were booking holidays when we were there, but we had loads of time away from life.
Yeah.
Loads of time outside. Weather was pretty garbage and stuff, but it was just like
dogs as well.
To the dogs. Daisy and I got one of the most favourite runs that I've been on ever through the trails in Kielder. So yeah, that was mine.
Cool.
Good, but stay tuned for
The cruise.
the cruise. We'll do the cruises. We keep on saying that we'll do the cruises the next episode.
Yeah.
We'll drop that in a couple
A lot
of
of
weeks.
people have asked about it, and yeah, it was.
Yeah, we got so many questions, comments about it, so we'll jam everything in there.
Yeah.
What was the moment that you said, we've got this in 2024?
Probably when we started getting bookings from customers.
Right.
Almost like the proof is in the pudding. People are contacting us because they want to book a holiday.
Yeah.
So you have this idea in your head and you're like, right, okay, this is what we want to do. But when it actually comes to, I don't know the word, but fruition, it's actually happening. People are contacting us and saying, this is what I'm looking for. I need this and that. Are you able to help? Yes, we are. And we've got the booking.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of because this is what we set out to do this year, was to build our own company.
You were like, right, we've got this.
Yeah.
That kind of goes on to one of my answers to the next question, which is, what was the most WTF moment that we faced this year? Well, everyone, there we have it. Part 1 of our review of 2024. Tune in to part 2 to find out what was our most WTF moment of 2024, and as we look towards 2025. You can also expect to hear our dream holiday destinations for 2025, where we want to take the kids next year, and why we think 2025 will be the best yet. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure you like, follow and subscribe, and do leave us an honest review wherever you get your pods. And don't forget, we're only a WhatsApp, DM or phone call away from supporting you with whatever your holiday needs are. All the best and big love until next time.